I don't really like it. I mean, it's really dry and kind of pasty.
So what do you want to pick?
This is the moment that Jack lives for.
Well, you can describe them as long as you want, but you must pick a favorite.
No, I have to ask, what were the criteria?
What do you like is the question. We're going to make this simple. What would you like to put on your bagel tomorrow morning? That's a very simple question. It should have one answer, Chris.
I want to put this on. I mean, this is what I'm used to. I mean, this is wet. It's fluffy. I don't know. This is like, I don't know. This is not something I want to put on my bagel. This is dry and pasty.
Okay.
I don't want to put that on my bagel. This is what I expect. It's smooth. It actually doesn't have bad flavor at all. It's what a bagel and cream cheese. This is what you should put. These are alien to the concept of a bagel.
Okay.
I'm sticking with it. I don't care if it's the cheap supermarket brand. It's what I like.
Okay, Chris.
It's what I like.
You are a man of the people, Chris. You chose the Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Our tasters
what I like.
would beg to differ.
They're not cream cheese. There's something else. This is fluffy, airy, and wet and grainy.
So
but it has good flavor.
This was our favorite. This is from Zingerman's, the fine gourmet store in Michigan. They've now got their own creamery. It is expensive. It's about $15 a pound versus about $5.50 a pound for Philadelphia. We loved it. Had those radish and lavender notes.
It's wet. It's like whipped cream on your bagel. The bagel gets upset when it has that, but the bagel's going to be mad at you. And this is this dry, chalky, weird thing.
I've never seen someone channel the anger of a bagel,
No,
Chris,
it's like,
but you're doing it.
You have to respect the bagel. It's a very Zen thing in New York. Respect the bagel. Okay, what's this? This is dry and chalky.
This is from Vermont, Champlain Valley Creamery. It is drier. It's more like goat cheese than ricotta. It does have a nice, buttery, creamy flavor. Not sure I'm convincing you.
No, look, this is what should go on a bagel. The bagel's happy, the bagel knows it. They're friends, they go back a long way. It's a pair, it's a marriage, they're happy, right? So all the artisanal somethings, 20-somethings in the kitchen loved this one, which was from Zingerman's. It's a little airy, but it has good flavor. The one from the Champlain Valley I thought was a little dry, but also had very good flavor. And the one I love, the one the bagel loves too, is Philadelphia brand cream cheese. You can get it everywhere, and it's cheap. So I brought you a present, as the kind of guy I am, and this is some zucchini bread. The only thing is I made this in 1968, which was the last time I made zucchini bread, but it has so much fat in it and sugar. And let's just do a little test. We'll see. This is the bounce test. Yeah.
Whoa.
There's a major earthquake here. So you always get the hard recipes.
We're going to make a light recipe, but it's still moist. It has a lot of nice spices. It's a perfect snack.
I'm waiting.
So, of course, we're starting with zucchini. And most recipes only call for half a pound, maybe 3/4 of a pound of zucchini tops. We decided to double that amount. I'm just going to grate it here.
So you don't have to peel it.
Nope.
Do you have to eat it?
Yeah, but you won't know you're eating it.
Okay.
So you could also shred the zucchini using the coarse disc of a food processor, but you don't want to use the fine side of the grater. We tried that, and that made the bread actually dense, kind of like your
My
batch over there.
1968 version? Yeah.
Right. So make sure you use the large holes. So I have the rest of the 1.5 pounds in a bowl here with a towel. Zucchini has so much nice moisture. It's a great thing to add to a bread, and it can make sort of a healthy snack. But you need to get rid of some of that moisture, especially when you're adding 1.5 pounds like we have here. So I have a kitchen towel, and I'm just going to squeeze. And you'll start to see all that liquid come out. Really use your muscles. You can see I don't have too many muscles. All right, I'm getting tired. Do you want to finish this off?
Becky,
You can
come
do a little
on.
bit more. There you go. All right.
There's rain. All right,
That's
there
what
we
we
go.
needed.
That's it.
So we got 1/2 to 2/3 of a cup out of all that zucchini. So that's a lot of moisture that won't be going in the bread. So now we'll start mixing up the batter. And this is a typical quick bread. We're not doing anything crazy with the method here. We're using 1 1/4 cups of brown sugar. We're trying to add some flavor to this bread, so that we're using brown sugar with a little bit of molasses notes there. And only 1/4 cup of oil. Only 1/4 cup of oil for a loaf of bread is pretty good. Add 2 eggs. And then I'm going to add a teaspoon of vanilla. Just give that a whisk. So another thing about all that juice that we got rid of, we found that juice is what holds a lot of the vegetal, mineral-y taste in zucchini, so it's actually good that we got rid of it. We don't want our bread to taste like vegetable bread. We just want it to taste nice and sweet.
Wait, this is the first time all these years you've actually admitted you didn't want something to taste like vegetables. That's good. You're making progress.
Okay, so there's our wet ingredients. Now we'll come over here and we'll do our dry ingredients. So I have 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. And then I'm adding in 1/2 cup of wheat flour, and that'll just give the bread a little bit of nuttiness. The bran in the wheat flour also soaks up some of the moisture in the bread, so it won't be soggy. Full tablespoon of cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg.
Also, the whole wheat flour goes with the whole 60s gestalt.
That's true.
I mean, it makes you feel like you're, live in a health food store. It's
Exactly.
good.
Yeah, you feel virtuous. Yeah. 1.5 teaspoons of salt and a teaspoon each of baking powder and baking soda. So we'll give that a little mix. So now go ahead and add the zucchini to the wet ingredients.
The ball of zucchini.
Yeah.
There we are. Okay. That's a lot of zucchini.
I know, can you believe that? All in one loaf. Pretty proud of myself. It's pretty good. So we'll just give that a mix. And now we'll add the wet ingredients to the dry. Again, this is standard quick bread procedure here.
I'm going to find out someday you used to work at Moosewood or something, because that would explain a lot, right?
That would
You're
explain
still
a lot.
doing that cooking.
I'm not quite that old.
Oh, good point.
And I will just fold these all together.
It's starting to look good now, I have to say.
Well, it smells really good. You can smell the vanilla, the cinnamon, the nutmeg. Before I finish there, I'm going to put in some chopped walnuts. And these have been toasted. It's really important to toast nuts before you include them in a bread like this. It really bumps up their flavor. So that's 3/4 cup of toasted chopped walnuts. Okay, that's looking pretty good here. So we'll put this in our loaf pan. I have it sprayed already with baking spray, so it won't stick.
We should just say, by the way, when you use a loaf pan like this, or really any baking pan, even if it says nonstick, it's never nonstick.
Yeah.
You always have to grease the pans.
Always, always. So we'll just spread that out, even it out a little bit on top. Ooh, that's gonna be good.
Well, that was easy.
So easy, so
Yeah.
fast, right? The last thing I'm gonna do is sprinkle it with a tablespoon of granulated sugar. And during baking, that'll just form a nice, shiny, sparkly crust. So I'm going to put this in the oven. We're going to bake it at 325 degrees for 65 to 75 minutes until a toothpick that you insert comes out clean.
Okay.
So you ready to try this bread?
Yes. That would be a yes.
So it's cooled down to room temperature. I took it out of the baking pan and put it on this wire rack, and it's cooled all the way down now.
Okay.
So let's give it a try. And you see how that sugar made the top all nice and crusty and crackly, like I promised?
It's really light. It's not like the one I made last time.
So good. Taste all the spices. It's moist, but not wet, not soggy.
I was very suspicious about the concept of zucchini bread because I've had so many bad ones.
Yeah.
This is light. It has nice spice to it. The other thing is it's not greasy.
No.
Because most of them are very heavy on the oil.
Yes. And you can feel pretty good about eating it, right?
Pretty good.
Feel great.
So it turns out that great zucchini bread starts with 1.5 pounds of coarsely grated zucchini. Squeeze the juice out, put it in the bowl, only 1/4 cup of oil. And we also used a little bit of whole wheat flour. Mix that up with some eggs and other ingredients, put that into the oven for a little over an hour. Took it out, let it cool in the rack, and we're good to go. So there you have it, from America's Test Kitchen to your kitchen. An excellent recipe, thank you, Becky, for zucchini bread. You can get this recipe, all the recipes from this season. You can also get our equipment reviews, taste test, and watch selected episodes at our website, which is americastestkitchen.com.